Hello, this is Movement with Anja. I'm Anja. I'm glad you're here. Let me go and take a seat. I'm so excited that you're here with me on my YouTube channel. Battling a little bit of asthma, so that's what the cough is about. I am using an inhaler here and there. Nothing exciting, but just every so often, unfortunately, it comes up, especially when it's so warm. If it's really cold outside, those kind of things that trigger that. So actually, let me take a drink. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here for yoga. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, my name is Anja. I'm a native German. I've been living here in the United States for 17 years now. 52 years old. I enjoy helping other people reaching their potential. And so what I really like about personal training and yoga is that I'm not so much interested in helping somebody run a marathon faster. There's lots of wonderful instructors and teachers and trainers out there that can do that. I'm more interested in helping the individual recuperating from surgeries, especially if they're an advanced age. If somebody's struggling with, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, any kind of cognitive or physical impairment. I do enjoy working with the older generation. I think there is such a wealth of information and knowledge and love, and I love it. I love working with older adults. I am going to start in personal training and house service. So the pandemic has put a little curveball on my direction of what I thought my life would go into. And I think just like a lot of other people right now. And so I kind of had to reinvent myself again and to see what's going to happen. So I decided, since I love working with the older population and I like to make sure that people are being able to enjoy the things they like to do on an everyday basis, but I also know that there's a lot of people that are homebound for numerous reasons, or they just cannot find the motivation of going someplace to have a trainer work with them. So I will eliminate this and I will come to your house and I will work out with you there. I will bring equipment to whatever extent we need to, and we will then make sure that your body's getting stronger. So as an introduction to you for this is basically my yoga videos or my strength classes that I will post on my YouTube channel. So before and foremost, please listen to your doctor. If there's ever anything that your doctor has said to you that you shouldn't be doing, especially if you had surgery, please listen to that. And I also encourage you to listen to your own body. Please make sure you get plenty of water. The beautiful thing about a YouTube video is that you can pause it, because if you need to go to the bathroom because you have drank too much water, then there is the chance for you to stop it. This is Miss Jazzy. This is our little house friend here. So she kind of just been checking out my yoga mat and thinks that is pretty cool here. So all this being said, I would like to have you to join me for about a 20-minute yoga session that we're going to be doing. So let's go ahead and sit back comfortably on your chair and rest your hands on your thighs. Sit back if you like to. If you find that it's easier for you to sit up away from the back of your chair, you are most certainly allowed to do that, and whatever works. And I would encourage you to close your eyes. If you say, you know what, I'm not really a big fan of that, just lower your gaze, because it's all about calming down the nervous system, kind of bringing the body into a good place. So hands on your thighs, body is relaxed, chest is lifted, and we're breathing in and out. Go ahead. Deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and do that again. Deep inhale. And exhale. On the next one, deep inhale. And then exhale with a sigh. Go ahead and do that again one more time. Inhale. and exhale. So on your next inhale, I would like you to inhale just like you just did, and then keep your mouth closed and breathe with the same intensity through your nose. So inhale, exhale. So you feel that little gutturally feeling sound in the back of your throat? That's what's called an ujjayi breath. That's the classical breathing pattern that you kind of aim for when you do yoga. Now, as I always tell all my clients, as long as you're breathing, I'm a happy camper, and so should you. So, but again, focus on that in and out. Not so much of when and how and what. In and out, breathing, making sure that the breath is a part of your movement. You're going to be just fine. Everything else kind of comes with the territory. So let's go ahead and do that again. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. So on your next inhale, go ahead and move away from the back of your chair. Bring your hands to your heart. And then take those arms up on your inhale. Open up those eyes, and then exhale and let those arms just float. And just let them go. Nice. Go ahead and do that again. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hands to your heart. And again, inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and take your hands behind you. If you like to, hold on to the chair. If you say, you know what, my hands don't get close together, pretend like you're holding a big beach ball. So the idea is really that you're drawing your shoulder blades together and you're lifting your sternum and you're leaning in just a little bit. Feel a little bit of a tug that happens on your arms and your shoulders. That's exactly what we're going for right now. And then go ahead and inhale back up and exhale, hands to your heart. Go ahead and let's do that again. Inhale up. Exhale, take your hands behind you, hold on to that chair, roll those shoulders back and lift your sternum up. Nice. And go ahead and inhale, lift. And exhale, hands to your heart. We're going for chest expansion. Inhale. And then exhale and lift it up and open up that chest. And go ahead and bring them forward and hands back to your heart. So remember, when we open up those arms in the chest, the big thing is we want to lift up. We want to feel how our upper body lifts away from the pelvis. That is your core engaging. That is you stabilizing and supporting your spine. So let's do this again. Inhale. Exhale. Open it up. Nice and tall and lift. And go ahead and bring your hands back towards your heart. Let's do this one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Lengthen. And bring your hands to your heart. Good. We're taking those arms up. Inhale up. And then exhale, take your left knee up. Inhale. And exhale your right. Let's alternate this. So what you see, when I'm bringing my foot up or my knee up, my foot is flexed. So I'm pulling my toes towards my shin. And I'm working on keeping my spine long and in my core engaged. So I'm still lifting my pelvis. I'm still lifting my rib cage away from my pelvis. So I'm finding that length, even though I'm pulling up that knee. And we're warming up those hips just a little bit. Give me one more. And here we are. And let's take a deep inhale, lift. And then exhale and just let your body drop. So feel your body just dropping over your thighs. And allow your body to rest. If you have a little furry creature that kind of wants to be part of this, you may pet them and play with them. You are such a silly loser. So on your next inhale, go ahead and let that body drop one more time. Exhale, feel the weight of your body. And then go ahead and inhale. Let's roll this back up. And exhale, take your hands to your heart. Good, let's do that again. Inhale up. Exhale, fold it over, let your body drop. And feel the weight of your head and your upper body just dropping down. And let's go ahead and roll this back up. Arms go up, exhale, and take your hands to your heart. Beautiful. So from here, I'm going to actually move back just a little bit with my chair so you can see my feet better. And I will show you a little exercise that we can do for our legs and for our feet. So from here, all I would like you to do is I'd like you to take your left leg, and all we're going to do is we're lifting and we're lowering. So all I'm doing is I'm having my flat foot coming down to the floor, lifting and lowering. So while I do this, I'm drawing my navel in and I'm engaging my pelvic floor. I'm working on stabilizing through the trunk. Give me one more and release that. And let's do the right side. Same thing. You have your foot flat on the floor and all you do is basically you lift your leg and your foot up off the floor. Yeah. Nice. And give me one more and release. So from here, we're going to point our foot. So like we're trying to do the Barbie foot like this. And we're going to just tap the Barbie foot onto the floor. So your toes are still in a formation that you can tap the ball of your foot down onto the floor. Give me one more and release. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So the same thing, we're doing the Barbie foot. And now we're going to just tap with the front of the ball mount of the foot.
Barbie foot.
Onto, yeah, it's a Barbie foot.
I like that because that's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. And release. That voice in the background, by the way, that was my daughter-in-law, Aziza. Well, I would say, basically, yeah. There she is.
Hello,
there she
everybody.
Is. So now we're going to do the heel. So we're going to use that left leg, and we're flexing the foot. And all we're doing is like you're stomping your heel onto the ground. That's all you're doing. Nothing else. So we're just focusing on belly tight, chest up, nice and strong, and nice and protected through the core. But we're working our hip flexors, we're working our legs. Last one. And go ahead and let's do the right side. Same thing, we're stomping the heel to the ground. Strengthening those legs. Yeah. And release that. Beautiful. So now we're gonna put those together. So we're gonna do Barbie foot and heel stomp, and we're alternating. So basically what happens now is you're gonna do this motion with your foot. So you're doing a dorsal and a plantar flexion. I know these technical terms, but the dorsal and the plantar flexion are basically responsible for you being able to walk. So when you walk through your life and you're making a step, your body has to, or your foot has to make a dorsiflexion to lift the foot up. So you can strike with your heel and then you can lower down and you do a plantar flexion when you are working yourself forward. So you're walking. So that's exactly what we're going to do now. So we're going to lift the foot, we're going to do Barbie foot, toe, and then the heel, toe, and the heel. So we're just kind of going back and forth between the Barbie foot and the heel stomp. So basically back and forth while I'm alternating the lift with my leg. So again, while you're doing this for a while, you will find that your legs are starting to get tired, clearly, because that's the target muscle that we're going for. But everything that has to support it needs to be strong. So while you're walking, that's exactly the same thing that's going to happen right there. Give me one more. And release that. Good. Let's try the other side. So Barbie foot, heel stomp. And we're going back and forth. Working on, focusing on, really on that belly. And I know that mine is, I'm kind of getting out of the pattern sometimes, so it's no big deal. It's really about learning or relearning. Yeah, maybe not even, that's not even the word I'm looking for. What am I looking for? I'm retraining. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm retraining the muscles that are supposed to do this motion on a regular basis, which I know, because I've seen it many, many times, does become a difficult task when we age and we lose muscles in our legs. Give me one more. And release that. Awesome. Ooh, those legs are getting nice and warm now. So go ahead and take your feet wider than hip width. So now if you say, well, my legs are not opening up this far, my hips do not go there, that's okay. Find what works for you. So the big thing is, what I really want you to focus on is not so much about where your legs can go, but what is happening in your back and in your pelvis. So when I show you this from the side, so when I'm taking my legs out of my range, what I can manage, I will have to round my back and I start tucking my tailbone and I'm scooping my pelvis in to basically get my legs open wider. Let me show you this. So this is basically completely out of range for me. So I feel really uncomfortable in my hips. And to accomplish this, I have to roll into this position to really get there. So if you find you're getting into an uncomfortable place with your hips and you have to alter your position to make that happen, you're basically gone out of your alignment or your body's posture. So let's go and find your place. So you want to find those sit bones. So when I'm wiggling around right here on the chair, I can feel the bottom of my pelvis. Those are called the sit bones. So let's go ahead and find that. And then place your hands on your thighs and then erect your spine. So feel how you're lifting and lengthening. Again, I want to lift my pelvis. No, I want to lift my rib cage away from my pelvis. And I want to lengthen and engage these muscles right here, my core muscles. So now I'm going to walk my feet out as far as I can so I can keep my heels under my knees and I can still sit up nice and tall, and I feel the stretch on the inside and I feel a little bit of work on the outside of my hips. Nice. So from here, what we're going to do is we are going to do what's called a stir in the pot. So I would like you to pretend like you're sitting in this huge cauldron and you're touching the inside of the cauldron while you're moving around. So while I'm leaning forward, my sternum, my chest is touching the cauldron. And then when I'm leaning over to the left, the outside of my shoulder it's the back of my shoulder blades. It's my right shoulder. And then I'm just kind of continuing on, going in a big circle, touching the inside of the cauldron without lifting my sit bones off the chair. So that's really the tricky part. And you will find you can go further around if you're lifting your butt cheeks up off the chair, but that's not really serving anything. That's basically just you are pretending you've got a larger range and ultimately really risking yourself to injury. So you just focus on what is my body giving me today? And then go ahead and let's switch the direction. So we're doing the same thing. We're lengthening through the crown. We're feeling that long spine and we're rotating on top of those sit bones, feeling the spine being supported by all the muscles. Awesome. And then come on back to center. Good. So now we're going to lean forward. So pretend like there's a board right here in the front. And I am like trying to lean. Let me show this from the side. So I'm trying to lean my upper body against this. So it's not about, let's see how far can I lean forward, but how far can I open up and lengthen my body without lifting my butt up off the chair. So that's what we're doing. So we're leaning forward. So your hands are right here on your thighs. I like your fingertips to point in. And then I like you to open up your legs. So you're pressing gently into those legs while you're doing this. Nice. So go ahead and turn your left shoulder towards the midline. Keep that spine long so we don't want to collapse. And we're breathing really, really deep. Good. And come on back to center. And let's go ahead and do the other side. And we're turning in. And go ahead and bring it back up to center. Awesome. And let's sit up. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, come on onto your forearms. And we're doing the same thing. I'm lengthening my spine, so I'm opening up the chest. I'm not here, not dropping forward, so I'm lifting up and engaging. We're doing the same thing. I'm applying pressure into my legs so I can let those hips and those inner thighs lengthen. I'm taking my right shoulder and drawing it in towards the midline. Breathing deeply. And go ahead and bring them back up to center. Let's go ahead and do the other side. And breathing deeply here. And go ahead and bring them back to center. And let's roll this back up. And go ahead and walk your feet back together. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Let's fold it forward again. Let your body sink. So we're going with what I call monkey pose or the figure four pose. So you're placing your hands onto your shins. And again, I'm going to show you the sideways. So my hands come onto my shins and I'm lengthening my spine without lifting my belly away from my thighs. So go ahead and draw your shoulder blades together and lengthen. Again, I want to create length through the spine. And then release forward into your fold. And go ahead and roll this back up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release those arms. From here, we're going to take our right hand behind us, and we're taking that left hand onto the left thigh. So when you do this, I know from seeing this 100 times, when I coach this, when I teach people to do this, they do this. They go right away, they go into a twist. So what I want you to do is I want you to keep your shoulders and your hips square, and I want you to put your hand behind you, and then the other hand on the other thigh. That's it. So now focus on lifting. So again, I want to engage through the belly. I want to engage through the pelvic floor. I want to stabilize my core and protect my lower back. So that's my first and foremost. From here, I'm going to draw my shoulder blades together, and I'm leading with my sternum, my chest, and I'm going to turn here. So lengthening continuously, drawing those shoulder blades together, and breathing deeply. Good. And come on back to center. Let's do the same thing on the left. Left hand comes behind you, right hand comes onto your left thigh. We're lifting and lengthening, drawing and engaging. Draw your shoulder blades together, lead with your sternum, and we're going to turn. And release that. Good. Nice job. So now we're going to go a little bit deeper into the outer hips. So we have done a lot of hip opening. So now we want to stretch this here a little bit, the ham. So we actually get some flexibility. So different options for different people. If you have had a fresh hip surgery, or you have been told by your doctor not to go cross midline, I would like you to bring your feet together, and I would like you to let your right leg, that's what we're starting with, your right leg, let that right leg just fall out. So this motion right here will extend and open up the hip. So the muscles around your hip socket. It is, again, not important how far you can let it go, but what happens in your posture so that leg can go out. I can go much further out and I push much further out if I'm rounding my spine. But again, that's not what I want to accomplish. I want to feel that length. I want to feel that support, and then I'm going to work my hips. So if this is not enough for you, you can take your right foot and cross it over your left ankle. Still not enough, you take that right leg and you can cross it over your left. And if that's still not enough, excuse me, we're going to take this and we're going to place this on top of our left thigh. So my right foot is flexed, so I'm pulling my toes towards my shin and I'm pushing through my heel. So while all this is going on, how's your posture? Has this now contributed to doing this? If that's the case, let's make sure that we find that long spine again and find that good position for your hips. Because again, it will only benefit you if you're really working with your body and not going for expectations that may not be reachable yet. So we're letting that leg fall out. We're lifting through the sternum. We're feeling that long spine again. We're feeling the engagement through the pelvis. We're engaging through the pelvic floor, and we're breathing. 2 deep in and out. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Very good. Let's release that. And let's go for the other side. So again, we're finding what works for you. Left leg, either feet together, knee falls out. Left foot over right foot, over the ankle. Left over right, crossed. Or you take your left and you place it on top. So if you have a really, really tight hip, ooh, I'm warm. If you have a really tight hip, you will find possibly discomfort in your knee. There's nothing really wrong with your knee, it's just really the hip that is super tight. So please, when you feel this here, don't force it. So keeping the foot flexed, again, I'm pulling my toes towards my shin and I'm pressing away through the heel. I'm sitting nice and tall. That onto itself will intensify the stretch. And now I'm going to let that leg fall out. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And release that. Good. Shake that off a little bit. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me for my little hip series today. And before I forget, please note on the bottom corner there where I'm pointing towards, there's a little red rectangle that says subscribe. If you would be so kind and subscribe, if you would like my or love my video, but if you would give me a thumbs up, please send me a comment. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear what you want, how you would like it, how intense or how mild. And then share with your friends. Even if you have seen this and you say, well, this is not enough for me, but you may have somebody in your life that would be just the perfect exercise. And again, remember, I will be available in the Rochester area for personal training in home. So if there's any interest, please contact me through YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook for Movement with Anja as well. And you can contact me through that as well. So again, thank you very much. At the end of every yoga session, you want to give yourself a little bit of a treat of the final relaxation, the Shavasana. So if you have a quiet place right now, please continue after this video with maybe with 2-3 minutes of just quiet reflection and to see how your body is doing. And as always, at the end of every yoga class, we greet each other with Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you very much again, and have a blessed day, and I will see you on Wednesday.